In the previous episode, we finalized our farming area and sprinkled two ore quarries, which had ore resources deep in the mountain. And with that said, our industry demands are nearly flatlined, and we need to hop back to developing our residential and commercial areas. Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to Hilly Strait City. In this episode, we are going to design a beachfront. Did you notice that we won a baseball game? Let's check out the score, and we have 5 wins in a row, and we're not using the free transportation to increase stadium attendance, which also increases the odds of winning, nor did we get the extra security to keep the fans safe, but I suppose that only works within the stadium, while outside the stadium is a different story. We also didn't spend additional training for athletes, so we won our baseball games with just having the proper transportation network that easily brings in citizens to the stadium. And this is why when we start a new expansion, we always first consider our transportation before adding in the road network. We have a ferry pier, a bus station, an elevated platform station, and now all we need to do is to connect the dots. Notice how we have an incomplete tram track on both sides, which we will loop together. And we have a ferry pier here that will connect to this new ferry pier. And we have this train station that will connect somewhere here. It could be on this station or that station. The options are open. And with this setup, I am confident that we will be able to maintain our 90-ish traffic flow at 40,000 population. Now we are going to design our beachfront. Okay, so we have our road layout. I know that it looks very different from what everyone is used to, but this is a new style that I just kind of created. So first I'm going to create a district here, and this district will be this will be self-sufficient buildings here, and then we are going to have another zone type, which will be on this side. And this side, we are going to make this as mid-century modern. So I have never tried this before, so I want to see how it's going to look. Okay, let's shut that off. And now I'm going to zone a specific way. So I need to pull this highway back, but I'm not sure how far back. The reason why we need to pull it back is because we need space here for more roads. With that said, I am going to create a temporary connection because this actually does not go anywhere. So I am going to go ahead and do that. So don't mind that it looks quite messy. I just need this to function for the meantime. Okay, again, this is temporary. I just need this to be able to build. Okay, so we have this, guys. We want to select the type of buildings that is not a quarter circle. So I'm going to delete those. These guys are fine. So this created cracks, which is not something that I'm looking for. So I'm going to extend the terrain ever so slightly. I want to have enough space to add in some pathways. Oh, I should have made it further back. Okay, let's check out what we have so far. Oh, look at that. People are going into the gazebo. That's a bunch of people. And look at the design. It's not bad, considering that we're only using zonable buildings, and we are making great use of these self-sufficient high density. And if we look up, not bad. The design is pretty cool. And then in the middle, or using these roads, I use the California palm, so that looks nice in between, especially when these structures are going to level up still. And then I use coconuts around. Then we got some more bushes here. It's gonna go all the way around. If we zoom out, looking at that is looking really neat, right? That looks really cool. I mean, it's new, right? Instead of just a road, we have this. And now imagine if we made it go all the way over there, or as far as we can. All right, so that is exactly what we are going to do now. Okay, let's take a look at what we have so far. Zoom out. Yeah, not bad. Look at that. From far away, looks really, really good, right? Now all we need is to kind of connect all of this or fill in the gaps on this side, and that should be good. All right, so with that said, like I mentioned, I need to pull this back so we have at least one other road, and I need to have this connect somewhere. So I am going to go ahead and pull this. Wow, the top view is really cool. I just need to add more pathways. All right, so let's break this and pull it back. So I created a half modified cloverleaf interchange simply because there wasn't enough space to complete it on both ends. Nevertheless, a little further into the highway is where I will place the other half of the interchange, and this setup benefits the traffic flow in the long run. We have our transportation stations in place. We have our roads that can filter into and from the highway. Now let's connect the train tracks, which is a very important part of this development. The last, but certainly not the least, I am going to complete the tram track, though mistakes were made, and later in the video I decided to relocate the route of the track. And here's where the tram will complete its loop, but instead of going over the highway, we are gonna go under it. Now look at that. I love these scattered high-rise structures along the coast, and the further it goes, the better it looks. Therefore, we are gonna keep going. From now on, this is how I'm going to develop the coastlines. It looks amazing, and I'm sure that it's open for more detailing. This build is brilliant for several reasons. For one, we didn't need to use unique ploppable buildings that has an upkeep cost. But if you wanted to, of course, you can mix in a few ploppable buildings, so there are design variations. And speaking of variations, you can also choose to scatter high-density commercial instead of residential, so that is an option. But overall, by choosing to zone instead of to plop structures, you are also meeting the city demands and gain income rather than having an upkeep expense. Therefore, this build is aesthetically pleasing and absolutely functional to move the city's progress of development. If you like this build and it inspires you to try it out or modify it to your own liking, give the captain a pat on the back by hitting that like button. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing. The captain and the community appreciates it. In other news, City Skylines 2 was just announced, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting that. I honestly thought it was just going to be another DLC or content creator pack. I was watching the live stream announcement, then the bomb dropped, and we all got to see that amazing trailer. I literally got goosebumps watching the trailer for the first time. It was amazing. My first reaction was I love Paradox or Colossal Order for answering the demands of the fans. I mean, what else did the fan base demand? We wanted mods like Move It, Node Controller, etc. incorporated into the base game, and from the trailer of the roundabout, many speculate that we are going to get that. And there may also be seasons, which is another box tick for all the fans. And what else are we asking for? We wanted more tiles. What about 150 tiles? And you can develop possibly by region. So you know how your outside connections go to the edge of the map? But what if you can load the other side of that map and connect the development together? Now that is amazing. The gameplay will be practically endless. The regional development also makes complete sense, and your computer won't suddenly die. Though I may still need a new computer rig, but there's no official announcement for a release date. However, Paradox tends to release games after a few weeks to a month after its official announcement, just like Victoria 3. Their marketing style is to build up the hype, then they do the weekly tease for more gameplay, then they release the game. They don't create a hype, then let it die and have to re-establish the hype again in a few months to a year later. I also discovered that there's already a City Skylines 2 Twitch category in Twitch. However, let's not get too excited. I could be completely wrong. Okay, good thing I caught it before we go any further, but mistakes were made. But can you see what the mistake is? The mistake is this station, but do you know specifically what it is other than it's off? Well, if you turn it on, the mistake is still there. But can you spot it? Maybe after the first train, it will be more obvious. So let's wait for a train. Okay, it's been some time now, and the Sims are aware that this is now active, that you can take this as a means of transportation. Now do you see the error that I made here? So one thing that you should never ever do is attach anything on your arterial or your collector road or avenue, anything that has immense amount of traffic. So that is this station. So this is kind of like why you have these little things. Like everywhere, whenever there is a station, you need that little something in order to like divert the traffic into another into an alternate location. So this thing, you notice it causes tiny hiccups. These hiccups will stack up over time. So that's how your traffic flow eventually drops down slowly yet surely. It's because of the little things like this. As your city grows, the hiccup just gets even worse. So we need to modify this, and good thing we caught it before I finalize this area. Okay, so all I did was just flip it backwards, and this makes sense. And we also have a really nice entrance here. So when you get down on this station, you get to see this mall, and then on the other side we have the ferry pier. So yeah, so we have this design. And the other thing, the other mistake that I have is this thing. So this is a tram line, and it crosses this avenue. You should not have any major transportation going over your collector. So I am going to redo this. So this was a bad decision on my part. going to go ahead and delete this because it kind of screwed up, and we are just going to reattach it or reactivate it. So it's going to start from this end. One thing that I keep forget to do is to change the train type, so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so we have that set up. Let's go ahead and fix this road. So you notice that we have severe traffic, right? But now that we have basically everything connected, we're down to 86, by the way. That is the lowest we've got so far. And this usually happens if you don't, plan your routes and everything, your transportation. But now I am going to fix that by converting this into a one-way. So now the idea is traffic will go into a loop in this direction for the most part, but they do have this road available to them. But I need to get rid of some of these. Okay, so now the traffic is redistributing themselves. So as you can see, this is now free, and they are going to take this route, but eventually they will find another way. And you notice I made these half interchanges. It seems a little awkward, but there is a plan to this. So these guys here will eventually want to go in this direction, but they do have a way to get across. But so their way of going across there is they take this loop, go around, then go there. And then if they want to leave, like going into the city, they have to go in this direction. So it's a very, very smooth way. And I'm basically controlling the direction of the traffic. So it was 86. Now we're 88. So it's 89. It's going up. So it is improving. And this thing here, remember what I said where it causes hiccups? So imagine if this was attached to here, right? So there will definitely be more traffic. So this is why I placed it on this end. Okay, now some time has passed. So some time has passed. Let's check the traffic flow, and we are back up to 91, 92. And that is simply by connecting this in the right direction. We've activated this. We haven't even activated the tram yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to keep things in the green. So right now, yep, it's very, very smooth in this area. So now they are behaving properly. There's less crisscrossing. All right, let's go ahead and develop this area. So this, I have not used the pedestrian streets. So we have, so these things I haven't unlocked yet. The pedestrian from the Plaza and the Promenades DLC. So we are gonna make like a small area here for the pedestrian area. Since this right here is a pedestrian with a tram track. And here I am going to convert this, of course, into a pedestrian area. And the thing about pedestrian areas is you gotta keep it super compact, because the larger it gets, the more expensive it will become. So right now I'm just basically tracing where my pedestrian streets are. Then we need to make sure that we zone that area. Otherwise it would have been a waste. Okay, it seems like I completely forgot to provide a cargo facility. Okay, that should pacify their needs. I honestly haven't really messed around with the pedestrian street zoning due to its ridiculous upkeep cost. But I really do need to unlock the other plazas and promenade structures, so I need to create a strategy for pedestrian street zoning in the future. For now, the idea here is that I can make this pedestrian tram road with a tram stop, which is absolutely logical, and we don't need to do anything fancy around it. And to maximize the pedestrian street zoning, there are no ploppable buildings attached to the pedestrian streets, so we can get minimal expense for the district type. It appears that we lack educated workers for our new commercial areas, so apparently we need to create more schools. Come to think of it, there are no schools nearby. I suppose I could just plop down a school or two as needed, but I do enjoy designing a lower grade campus. Okay, it seems like we have an issue. So this thing is saying this service point is close to reaching its cargo traffic limit. So we need to add another one. So I'm going to add another small cargo service point, and we want to make sure it's nearby. And so I will place it right here. I'm gonna put it there. Let's make sure. Okay, that's one. Then I'm going to take this guy. So again, you notice this has somewhat become like a main road, so this is going to have a lot of trucks coming in. So I'm going to relocate it and place it right next to this one. So now this should be free, and if we need trucks, it will go to this side instead. This was a tram only road, but there's no reason why this can't be an alternate route entering there. So this is now a tram road, a tram with two-way road. And the final piece of the puzzle is to add our tram stop. So I'm gonna put one here. Okay, so the trams are set. So I made this tram road go all the way here. So it's going to share that one tram depot. So it's gonna travel all the way there, but we're not going to have any stops here. And we also reach 46,000 population. Okay, I think we have pretty good progress. We created our beachfront, which still looks really stunning. I really like this. We could add more details, but for the most part, it is looking really good. I enjoyed that a lot. We filled out this area. We kind of finished the loop here. This is something that I need to do, but we have everything filled in, and this is all functioning. Let's check our traffic flow. We're at 91%, and this is the one I was telling you earlier on the hiccups that it will cause if this was attached here, but since now it is not, This is mostly green and some orange. Let's go check out our tram lines. Okay, they are still coordinating, so it's gonna take a while for them to complete their loop. But yeah, we are at 91%. Since the end of last year, 2022, Discord community member OP20 has been asking for ideas of a beachfront design. He plays on console, so he was looking for a vanilla-friendly build. Well, I hope this helps, and thank you for being an awesome friend and community member. I get questions and requests that I may not be able to respond to immediately, but I do my best to reply when I can. And if you have any requests or looking for inspiration, feel free to check out my socials to connect with the captain and the obvious community. Well, that wraps up today's episode, and if you enjoyed the build, hit that thumbs up, and if you're looking for more educational city management tips while maintaining an aesthetically pleasant design, hit that subscribe button and comment down below on what you like about the build. This is Captain Obvious. Thank you for watching and for choosing to fly with Obvious Airlines. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next flight.